Good Tuesday morning, everyone. It is the 28th day of the government shutdown, the Schumer shutdown. And you're watching the Kaiser Report. Welcome back. It is Taco Tuesday one more time. Our government is remaining shut down as a result of trying to beat out our president, who is in Asia now and had a wonderful day yesterday with the Japanese prime minister. They visited the USS George Washington, where she had a tour of the aircraft that were aboard and met a lot of our sailors, our wonderful sailors that are not being paid right now due to Schumer's shutdown. There was a bill put on the floor to pay our military and to pay our essential workers, such as our air traffic controllers, and it was turned down by the Democrats one more time. They don't even want to take care of our military, which is out and about taking care and making sure that we're safe here as citizens of the United States. Who in the world are they working for or working toward? It is almost incredible what you're seeing take place in our seats of government right now with this shutdown. It's like spoiled children in grade school that didn't get the snack that they wanted, so they are going to show that teacher by misbehaving. And that's exactly what's going on. If you look at the travesty that's taking place with this AOC and Bernie Sanders over in New York, trying to get a communist elected as mayor, and they're doing a very good job at it, but she is like a child, a unruly child in the 7th grade is what she acts like. And she wants to convince us all that the left side is not crazy, that she is not crazy. We have to go some to figure out how in the world she thinks that is going to work for the city of New York or this government that she so aptly has made nuances that she will be running in 2028 for the presidential slot, along with Kamala Harris, the idiot from California with the greasy hair, and several others, Pritzker, all of the bad boys and bad girls in the Democratic Party want to lean to the fringe left with the hopes of getting elected, with the hopes of gerrymandering everything in their states to help them along with the big cheat and the big lie that they are spreading. When you talk about the big lie in New York City with this Mamdani character, it is incredible, folks, on what he thinks that he's going to make free for everyone with no pocketbook to go into to pay the price to the piper that he is out guaranteeing people. Free bus rides. How do you pay the bus drivers if you're not bringing in coinage to boost that payroll? I guess we just forgot to think about that, right, Zoltar Mamdani? Well, it's getting worse by the day in New York City. And when I say worse, it is worse. Or to put it in the vernacular of Homer Simpson, it keeps getting worse and worse. Take a look here.
Here is what we stand for, my friends. We are going to freeze the rent for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants and use every resource at our disposal to build housing for everyone who needs it. We are going to eliminate the fare on every single bus line and make what are currently the slowest buses in the nation move around this city with ease. And we are going to create universal child care at no cost to parents.
Where's the money coming from? Where is the money coming from?
Lord, I wonder what's got the money.
Good night, New York City. How are we doing? I can't hear you, New York City. We can do better than that. It is so good to be home.
Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababa.
It is a time such as today when demanding affordable housing is considered a radical and outlandish act, that we can afford our lives, our groceries, our transit is considered an outlandish and radical act, that we accept our neighbor as ourselves, a radical and outlandish act. But we must remember, in a time such as this, we are not the crazy ones, New York City. We are not the outlandish ones, New York City. They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
Oh, really?
So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets because we're trying to save lives.
The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them, because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
So again, thank you, George Floyd, for sacrificing your life for justice.
Get your hands wet. Everybody should be like her. Everybody should be like her. If you really believe in it, get in there. Immerse yourself in it. If you really believe it, yeah, get paint all over. Get it.
They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
They need to see it. Put it on your face. They need to see it. Put it on your face.
No, but my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics, because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes, and they should be able to compete.
Really?
And healthcare is at the top of our agenda.
But aren't Democrats demanding healthcare for illegal aliens?
That's right. Democrats are demanding healthcare for everybody.
Hey, Donald J., how many kids did you start today? Hey, Donald J., how many kids did you start today? Hey, okay, that's it.
Do you have any regrets at all for anything that you said while you were speaking on behalf of this administration?
Look,
it's a simple yes or no. You don't even know.
No, because you're asking for a yes or no question. I want to put some context to it too. I woke up every day. I woke up every day very proud to be the White House press secretary. I woke up every day as a Black woman who is queer, no one had ever seen someone like me at that podium standing behind that lectern.
But also, if you shoot with an AR-15, let's say you shoot a deer, you can't eat it. Right, because you basically demolish the animal. In addition to that,
but law enforcement isn't to prevent crime. Law enforcement solves crime, okay? That is what they are supposed to do. They are supposed to solve crimes, not necessarily prevent them from happening.
They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
And I will never stop saying, not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
Do you like capitalism?
No, I have many critiques of capitalism.
It made it harder for people to buy stabilized braces. Put a pistol on a brace, it turns into a gun. Makes it more, you can have a higher caliber weapon, a higher caliber bullet coming out of that gun. It's essentially turning it into a short barrel rifle.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime.
They want us to think we are crazy. We are sane.
You keep telling yourself that.
Oh, would you like to hear me tell a joke? Yeah, we'd love to hear a joke from you. Knock, knock. Who's there?
It is mind-boggling to think that they're going to get away with this. They're going to get their way, and they're going to take control of a major financial hub of this country, of the world, actually. New York City is a massive city that needs someone with experience to be in charge there. We're not going to get that with Zoltar in the box there, with the help of AOC, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries. These are all the New York wannabes that have not been able to even perform in the current jobs that they have. And then when you look at Mamdani, he's never had a job of any kind. He's not qualified to run an ice cream stand or a hot dog cart on the corner. This is a problem. It's a problem that we're going to face across this nation if they pull this off in New York. How many dominoes will fall after that in some of the other blue states? Just take a look over to Minneapolis. Minnesota will be right behind this, along with Ilhan Omar and that bunch out there, and Tim Walz, who got stumped yesterday by a question given to him by a reporter. He went speechless because he can't defend what the lies that he spreads are, nor can half of his party that lays over on the far left fringe of radicalism, which is becoming the Democratic Party. Let's take a look at Tampon Tim right here.
And 1,000 volunteers that'll come through here and work at any given time on these shifts to make sure that their neighbors have enough food. It is not a privilege to have food. It's a human right to have food.
Almost.
And so just to be very clear, this is across every geographic aspect of Minnesota.
Every geographic aspect of Minnesota.
Probably the most generous of the states. We've got some ability to protect our people, but I think some of you saw it today. The lie heap, the heating assistance. And do your job. Because I'm a little bit irritated, and I'll just say it. When I was in Congress, there was a government shutdown.
Look that word up in a minute.
Their point is shutdown. To get back to work.
Yes.
Does that include Democrats, and do you think it's time for them to compromise to reopen the government?
I'm speechless.
Well, they're all saying that rent is out of control. And it's unaffordable for anyone to live any longer. You can't find a house. You can't buy a house. You can't rent anything. I have a little thing here to show you about a young lady that has to live in her car, supposedly. How many of these TikToks that we look at, especially the ones that are in Stupid Town, are engineered? We don't know. It's gotten out of hand. Anyone with a cell phone now is posting videos trying to convince others that everything is bad, there is no good left in this world. There's no way to pay your rent. There's no way to get EBT cards refilled properly. How about we all look for a job? There's wanted posters, jobs wanted all over the place. Go find one. And if you cannot afford the rent to live in New York City, which is a very expensive place to live, then you need to move across the bridge to New Jersey or up to Connecticut or the surrounding areas that are out on Long Island and find a affordable rent that you can go into. If you don't need a 2-bedroom apartment, then take a single-bedroom apartment. You don't have to be in the lap of luxury to survive. You need a roof over your head, a kitchen to cook in, and the wherewithal to work and pay your rent with the salary you make. And if your salary is not big enough to live in New York City, then move. Find another job. Don't expect the taxpayers of any city to be paying your way and their own way at the same time. This is what Mamdani is planning. Everything's going to be affordable. And all of the people that are working and making money, the large corporations, the stores that are selling goods are going to have to pay for his tab. That will destroy businesses in New York City. That will cause the financial institutions to reconsider that they want to be there. It will have a domino effect that will be devastating to the city of New York. And also other cities that are planning the same will suffer the consequences. Unfortunately, most of these people that want to bail out of New York are looking at Florida. They're looking here in Tennessee and around the country, such as Texas and Arkansas, where the states are being run with an administration that understands how to make the state viable and balance their budget. It is almost a shame when you think about the inability of some politicians to even understand what is needed to make things okay. Take a look here at the plight of someone with rent problems.
Good morning, New Yorkers. Looking for another beautiful day here in the city.
So life update. I'm living in my car. My little S10. This is me. Stay home for the foreseeable future. And yeah, I don't know what to do. And I don't really have anyone. I toured 2 apartments yesterday. I won't qualify for them because you have to make 2.5 times the over $1,200 rent. And I don't even make the rent a month. But you know what? This is a really good story. Like, I can only go, I could go down, but like, I'm gonna go up from here. Cause then, like, I'm broke and homeless at 21. But like, that makes for such a good story. When I'm like super successful and rich and like doing so well and have so many people. I'm gonna have such a bomb starter story. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be like, I was broke and homeless at 21 and look where I am now. Boom. And it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be like, wow, I just gotta make it through this part. But this part like builds resilience, character, all that. I'm gonna be so funny after this. I'm gonna have such a good personality. I'm gonna be equipped with so many skills. I'm gonna be so smart, crafty, nifty, and cool, and funny. And it's gonna be so good. I just gotta make it through this part.
It's incredible why they have to live in Manhattan, where it is the most expensive place ever. It is expensive, and you'll see more of this as we take a look at what does it all mean here shortly. These are things that are problems for some people, and I don't mean to make light of it, because there are other avenues. There are other places to look for a home or a rental. Most of these people that you see out marching in the streets for free this and free that are living in mom and dad's basement. They make up their signs and hit the streets. This is what we're looking at out in Portland. This is what we're looking at in Chicago with the demonstrations against ICE. And in New York, these no king marches, the whatever they can come up with to avoid work and go out and march in the streets. How do these people, where do they come from? They're not living in Manhattan. Surely if that young lady we just saw on that video can't afford a one-bedroom apartment, how do these people look at the cut of their jib that are out there with these signs? And it's comical to a point, and then very sad when you stop and think, do they not have anything better to do in life than go out and march about kings, about ICE, about illegal immigrants that are being asked to self-deport or being picked up for the crimes that they've committed? And then when you look at them, you realize quickly that these are the same people that were, in some cases, out protesting when they were college students or high school students back during the Vietnam era. And they look to get back to their youth and carry a sign in protest against something. You saw in yesterday's program the guy with the king crown and his face painted orange. You have to ask yourself, is this mental illness or is just this a cry for attention? Which is what a lot of these people that are asked by these reporters, what does your sign mean? Why are you here? Their answers are right out of science fiction in some cases. They're not informed. They don't understand the Constitution. They need to go home and read a verse from the Bible and understand that they're wrong. The Democratic Party needs to understand that they are wrong. They lost an election because of their unwillingness to stop the immoral things that they were propagating to be part and parcel to a beautiful constitution and country that they tried to malleate to a point where we were unrecognizable. We all know what happened. I'm not going to get into it any further, but let's take a look here at what does it all mean.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
This is okay.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
This is okay. God, it's exactly the same.
What?
I think you may have gotten a couple of laughs out of that. I certainly do. When I sift through these things to put it together for you, it never ceases to amaze me on just how ridiculous it really all is. And how ridiculous it is that we have a media that shades things, parses things to a point where you never really get the truth. And then they'll commentary on it and bend it even further away from what is the truth. You will get the truth on some of these channels as you're watching here. From time to time, you have Appalachian Homestead, you have, Nick Shirley and people that are out trying to get you the truth. And in some cases, putting themselves in danger, like Nick Shirley. He's almost been beaten up a couple of times here by these nutcases that are out trying to protest against something that they don't understand. Pray for these people. I do. They need your prayers because they're not well. They have problems, and they exhibit their problems in a fashion that will make you think that there's something wrong in your life because theirs is so messed up. Pray for them. Don't hate them. Don't fight them. You cannot win. No one wins when you go up against what is taking place on the dark side and has been taking place for the last 4 years before this president took over. We have a lot going on that is really nice to look at every morning when I get up. I'm happy because I turn on the TV and I find out what Donald J. Trump has accomplished while we slept. Here's a man that works with very little sleep on behalf of this country to make this country the greatest country in the world. All while being fought tooth and nail by a party that is a shadow of its former self and continues to fight against what's good for our American citizens. Then they take the side of the criminal element. They take the side of murderers that will go out and kill an opponent or put a bounty on the Attorney General of the United States. This is a sickness. It's a sickness that we do need to be very aware of. But by no stretch of the means should you live in the fear that MSNBC and the rest of media would like you to live in. Whether it's drumming up a hurricane that will be devastating to you, or that the ICE agents are going to break in your house and arrest people that are citizens of the United States. That's what they're saying. Not true. Do some people get swept up because they're in the wrong place at the wrong time? Yes, that happens. That is a byproduct that needs to be sorted out, but it needs to be sorted out by the proper individuals in the proper detention centers to figure out who is who. This would not be taking place had we minded the border for 4 years and vetted people that were coming into this country and would be coming in legally at that point. So don't be upset for these people. Don't live in fear to go out and walk in your cities, and because they are being straightened out. And if the current government in that particular city or state refuses to do it, Donald Trump and the federal agents will come in and do it for them. I applaud that. I'm not worried about that. You should not be worried about that. The people that protest the hardest are the people that have something to hide. It's that way with our government. When Doge started to look in things, the protesters that sit in our government that hated the fact that they were looking into that may have had something to hide. And now it's coming out, and we know that there's been corruption in our government, and it's being sorted. And when it's sorted, we'll all live and breathe easier. But we have to let this administration complete the task that they have promised us that they would complete. So that'll take us to that exit, the exit to Stupid Town, one more time.
This morning I called my local DSS office and I asked them to confirm whether or not what I was hearing was true, knowing it was true, that SNAP benefits are not coming next month. And she said, yeah, no, you're right, they're not coming. I said, okay, well, I hadn't heard anything, confirming what I'm hearing, so I was just calling to check. And she said, you're not going to hear anything. And I said, well, why? And she said, well, your local DSS are trying to figure out what's going on, but the state DSS is not planning on telling anybody what's going on. They're not planning on letting the citizens know that they're not going to get their food stamps next month. She also said that this would likely go on into December, that we will likely not get December's SNAP benefits. So that's great. That's lovely. So I'm coming to TikTok in hopes that there is an answer here. I don't know what the answer could be. I don't know what the solution could be. I don't know if is it mutual aid? Is it mutual aid? Do we all need to come together and start pooling our money and help these families like myself, like my mother, like my grandmother, who don't have the money to replace those benefits, who don't have the income to replace those benefits? What do we do? Because there are children, there are elderly, there are disabled people who do not have the money. And I have 3 children. And I have to feed them. The last time I came on here and talked to you guys about the SNAP benefits, I was full on crashing out. I'm not crashing out this time. I'm scared, but I'm fucking angry. This time I'm angry. And I will not just sit here and mope and cry about it. I will not sit here and just panic and sit in the floor and scream and cry this time. This time we need a plan. We need something that we can do together to figure this out. If you know of any creators, any organizations that are pulling stuff together and are trying to figure out what's going on, help me. Send them my way or send me their way, because we have too many people in this country to let starve.
So I live in a 10-story apartment building and I only pay $50 in rent. Does that make you angry? Does that make you shiver in your boots? Does that make you want to punch me in my face? I pay $50 for a 2-bedroom for my family of 6. With the help of your tax dollars. Thank you very much. Love you guys.
A few moments later.
So because of that video I made of my family of 7 living in a 2-bedroom apartment and me only paying $50, somebody on here was so miserable to go report me that now they gave me an eviction notice for 30 days. So now I need a lawyer. Thanks to y'all taxpayers that are so mad that you're paying my $50 in rent for my 2-bedroom apartment for a family of 7. I don't know how y'all even found out where I live. It's a 10-story apartment building. Y'all found out where I live. Y'all contacted the housing people. I don't know what you said to them, but now me and my family's getting evicted and we're gonna be on the streets. So thanks a lot.
I said run the car. It's money on here.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. We don't
this
accept
is food,
EBT
ain't
on the
it?
shift.
Y'all got burgers, fries. This buys food.
It's company policy. Credit or sales sign
on
only.
this boat to eat.
I hope you enjoyed that visit to Stupid Town. I hope you got some laughs out of it, but it is kind of sad when you think about the people that are a little bit touched and not understanding of how the laws work and how things are distributed in the way of help to people who need it. And if you live in a community and you have a great church that can help you identify people that are in need, ask your pastor or ask your priest, ask your rabbi, do you know of a family that may need to have a Thanksgiving meal or need help with clothing or in any fashion? And then help these people. You will be rewarded, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point in your life, you will understand that helping someone else is a good feeling, a great feeling, as a matter of fact. So do that. You have the holidays coming up that for some will be very difficult. With the government shut down and checks not showing up on time, there'll be a lot of people in need. There will be a lot of children in this country that are going without. While we go past a high school in some areas and look at the student parking lot and see BMWs and Teslas and Broncos sitting in the student parking lot, they're doing well. But there's an awful lot of children that don't have a car to go to school with or don't have a school to go to because they don't have the clothing or the proper books or whatever is needed. Find these people and help them. You'll feel better. Stay away from the news and the mainstream media because they'll make you crazy. And we all saw that AOC says she's not crazy. Early in this program, she said that. But I believe that she's out of her mind. She's out of her lane completely. She does not have the wherewithal to be in the seat in Congress that she is, never mind climb to a higher position or even run for the president of this wonderful land we call home. There is a problem in their thinking. And we all need to remain aware of our politicians. And as I say often, career politicians are not the answer to anything but for themselves. So let's look to people in our community that you may look up to, that have been good for your community, that have brought you prosperity in your communities and been successful at it. Ask them to run for a town council. Start early and have people that don't want to be career politicians step into a walk of life or step out of the walk of life that they've been successful in and donate their time for a term or two in Congress. People are there. There are a lot of smart, successful people in your own community. I don't care where you live, you will find them if you care to look at who's doing what, especially for those who have been successful and given back, like Dolly Parton does. That's just an example. You go to Sevierville, Tennessee, and there's an awful lot of employment there, and she makes sure that they're employed. She never forgot her roots, and we should never forget ours. Humility, be humble. Pray often for this government, for this president, and for the poor. When you give to the poor, it will come back at you in a very good way. And with that, we're going to tell you to have a great rest of this Tuesday. Stay tuned to the Kaiser Report, and remember, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to us for more commentary and a look-see at the funniness that can be found in stupidity in this nation. Bye-bye now. God bless you all.